What's up, fans? It's your boy Indiana Dan, and today we're gonna talk about we're gonna do Exodus 3 through 4 for today, and also 3 through 4 verse 8 for today. So today's gonna be 3:8 in Exodus. So let's go ahead and open Google Chrome here. We gotta do this professionally. Alright. First section you click is that one right there. It's much more better because I'm using my ThinkPad for this the first try. So I might have to remember what I said earlier, because my other computer isn't gonna work on me today. If I can zoom it in. No, I can't. Let's go ahead and get our Bible. Let me pause the video here. Alright. Here's Exodus chapter 3 verse 8. What it says, "And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and bring them up out of that land to a good land and a large, with honey and milk, flowing honey and milk." So it tells us about. There's the rest of it. Don't know what the other long words are. This verse is part of God's message to Moses, delivered through a burning bush after he has seen the suffering of his people in Egypt. Key elements: God identifies himself as the one who will deliver them. He will rescue them from the Egyptians. He will bring them to a good land and a large. This land is described as flowing with milk and honey. He lists the various people who currently inhabit the land. Canaanites. I don't know what's the other words. You guys gonna have to help me read this. But if you help me rhyme this, I could remember this word. But others ones, they're too long, and it's hard for me to read it and pronounce it. So the key elements of this is this 5 sections on this. What is the meaning of Exodus 3 verse 8? Exodus chapter 3 verse 8 means God saw the Israelites suffering in Egypt and has come down to rescue them from slavery and led them to a fertile, spacious land flowing with milk and honey. This verse establishes God as personal and active God who hears his people in a night. Come on. Hold on just a sec real quick. Let me adjust the volume again. Hold on. Alright. This verse establishes God as a personal and active God who hears his people. It initiates their deliverance. and brings them into a new life of freedom and abundance. The divine attention and action. God explicitly states that He has seen the affliction, heard the cries, and knows the sorrows of His people, and that He has actively come down to act on their behalf. Deliverance from oppression. The primary action is to rescue the Israelites from the land of the Egyptians, breaking the chains of every slavery and harsh bondage. Movement to a new life. God's promise to bring them up out of that land to a good and spacious land, signifying a transition from suffering to a place of freedom and prosperity. The promised land, the phrase "a land flowing with milk and honey" is a symbolic description of the fertile, prosperous, and abundant land God intended for them. Foreshadowing of future redemption. This event is seen by many as a precursor to the ultimate deliverance in Christianity, where Jesus came down to save humanity from sin and death. Presence of a challenge. The mention of the current inhabitants, all that, etc., acknowledge that claiming this inheritance will involve future challenges and spiritual warfare, which is described in the Bible Hub and Believer's Refuge. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. What? This tells us about this one because this verse, chapter 3, verse 8, tells us, or it states that Moses went to talk to the one who served the God which is up in heaven. God spoke to Moses in the burning bushes. And then Moses, after he walked in, God spoke first before Moses. Well, God said his name. And then, again, Moses said that, "Here I am." And then God says, "Take your sandals off your feet," which is the place where you stand is holy ground. And then Moses takes his sandals off. The place where Moses stands is a holy ground. Because God, in the burning bushes, we have to demand respect and all that stuff. We have to initiate to listen to his words. Because, Moses parted the Red Sea, which he did. Again, a promise from God. So this tells us, again, it's stated which one exactly. Well, actually, we're not talking about the off topic. We're talking about the one that Moses went into the Holy Ground and talked to God in the burning bushes. So, God says, I'll deliver them out from slavery and bring them to a good land. A land flowing with milk and honey. And then under Pharaoh, I will send you. That's what God says. Moses did all he could, but he did free his people from Egypt. This is all written in the Old Testament, where Moses at the time shows himself, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. One of Moses' ancestors. So this is the passage about it. So all I know, you can find anything you can feel like finding. So I guess that's all I know for sure. Well, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for the next Bible study. And also I'll be doing Bible verses on every Sunday after I come back from church. So, like I said, thanks for watching. And if you need anything, please email me at dieseldown880@gmail.com if you need anything or suggestion that you want me to do, specifically in the Bible studies. But anyway, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos upcoming to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great night or great day.